more weeks yet before conference play. I know this next one isn't necessarily the marquee of Gonzaga or Nebraska. Do these guys need to make sure they stay in a certain mindset?
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to play at the end of finals week. I've seen everything happen, so we're doing our best to make sure that we can be as focused as possible. And the reality of it is the guys' minds are anywhere else than where they should be on the basketball floor, and for good reason. Most of the practices, the guys are either coming from a final or heading to a final right after practice. Their sleep patterns are a little bit messed up this week, so I know, once they get that last one in the books tomorrow, they'll be relieved, and we just got to get them ready to play.
What you got 3 games before Christmas break. I don't know if you can sort of segment it out like you want to get this and this accomplished, but how do you approach these?
Well, the only one we've approached so far is the one we play tomorrow night at Maryland Eastern Shore, and we won't turn the page till Texas Arlington until that game's over. And obviously Texas Arlington has had some good wins and some near misses already this year. So, and then we'll end it with UC South Carolina Upstate on Wednesday, and we'll turn our attention to that when the Arlington one's over. But I think you'd be making a mistake to do anything but one at a time.
Talking turnovers, I guess. I know the first half last week left you wanting, I guess, in that department. How have you guys addressed it? What have you maybe seen from them since?
Well, we had some uncharacteristic turnovers. I think we had 3 of them where the ball we were dribbling it and they slapped it off our leg and it goes out of bounds. And you got to clean some of those up. But the last 13, 14 minutes of the game, when the game was being decided, we didn't turn it over at all. So sometimes, that's a crazy statistic, and we got a little sped up early in the game, and I think certainly the emotion of the game had something to do with that. But for the most part, we've done a good job taking care of the ball this season.
Yeah, why is that with this team? I mean, you're kind of working in new guys at point guard. I mean, I know that the other guys handle the ball, they sort of initiate the offense, but you guys have really done well in that department for most of the year.
Well, it's something we talk about all the time, and certainly emphasize in practice. And when you play with pace, you're going to make a few more mistakes. That's going to happen because you have more possessions. You want them to attack, and when you attack all the time, you're going to make a mistake once in a while. So you can't get too bent out of shape when you do. As long as we're making aggressive mistakes, we can live with some of those.
Yeah, so when you're in the huddle in a game like that against Nebraska, when you can see, hey, that's uncharacteristic, do you even bring it up with them?
When it's 3 against 5, that's
when you know.
You're being aggressive, but you're not being intelligent in that situation. So, Nebraska did a good job of getting back, getting the paint plugged up, and you just have to make a better read. If there's nothing there, we got to pull it out and run our offense. And second half, obviously, we did a much better job of that.
You made some changes I forgot to ask you after the game to your starting lineup. Are you still kind of tinkering a little bit with what lineups work the best for this team?
I think you're always tinkering, but Toby was a starter and he earned it before he got hurt. So when he got healthy, he went back, and Tyshawn started for Davion because Davion was late for shoot-around. So that was the reason that happened. So we'll be back to normal tomorrow night.
Ronnie, he brings some energy off the bench. Maybe he's suited for that role.
He did a great job in the starting role in Toby's absence. So Ronnie's played great basketball for us, and obviously I like him off the bench because I like that boost of energy that he can give us, and I think his teammates rally around that energy a little bit. He goes in 4 or 5 minutes into the game, and guys are trying to get their second win that are out on the floor, and I think Ronnie brings a little bit of energy to everybody on the floor. So he's really embraced the role that we've asked him to play, and is doing a great job. Importantly, it's been a long grind for him since his surgery. It's 5 months or whatever it's been since he's played in a 5-on-5 game. So it's good to have him back, and now this is the next step in his development. And the reports out of Des Moines have been very positive from their coaching staff, and what's been reported back to the Timberwolves front office has been very positive. So he's moving in the right direction, and I'm not surprised. He loves the game, and I think he'd like to get on the Timberwolves and stay there and find a way to impact that team and maybe carve out some sort of role.
What do you know about managing or making sure you're not overworking Kyrie? Just because when he's on the floor, you want him. Obviously, you ask a lot of him on both ends, and he's the type of guy who is willing to sort of let it all go and go 100%.
Yeah. Well, in the last game, he managed it for me because he was in foul trouble. So he took care of that, and I don't enjoy that very much. I'd rather take him out because I'd chosen to give him a break. Yeah. But he's one of those guys. I don't know that he's ever asked to come out of a game in the 3 years I've coached him. He's got a motor that goes forever, and he doesn't get tired, and he can fight through fatigue pretty well. But his offensive numbers are amazing when you consider the energy that he expends on the defensive end of the floor.
He says every now and then he'll try to steal a breath or two, like start of a possession if he can. I mean, because he knows he can't really take much break on defense.
He can't take any break on defense. We ask a lot out of him, and you don't realize, and hopefully our fans do. I know I do. I hope everybody appreciates what he does, because when he's gone, you're going to understand what he does. Yeah. Because there's very few guys like him in the country that can take one of the other team's best players and virtually take him out of the game, and that throws the team out of rhythm when we're counting on Marcus for 18, 19 points a game, and he gets 2. Something's not quite right for our offense, and Kyrie's able to do that, and we're lucky to have him.
Before Big Ten or Big East play starts, do you guys have like a list of things you really want to accomplish? For these next few weeks, the chance to get better at some stuff?
Yeah, first of all, we got to get top of the schedule in school, get all the work done over there first, and then we can focus on basketball. But we just need a W out of that one.
Yeah, what's finals week for you? You done?
I got one more tomorrow morning.
One more?
Yep.
What when you're done with finals, is there you feel that sense of relief? I mean, does that take a little bit of a weight off your shoulders?
Yeah, that will take some of it. Yep, for sure. More time for basketball, and that's perfect.
Yep.
Is it difficult not to look ahead to conference play?
Yes and no, but we just want to go step by step, So.
I guess, is it just like the next couple weeks just kind of focus on you guys, and if so, kind of take us through that process?
Yes, we worked on our defense a lot and our offense motion too, so it's going to be a good game for us in next couple games before we start the Big East season.
How much do you got? I know you talk about it a lot, but turnovers, avoiding turnovers. How big of a deal is that for this team? You guys have been pretty good at it so far. How much do you talk about it?
Yeah, we saw against Nebraska. We all watched the film with the team. What happened the first half when we had 10 turnovers or 11,
right?
And then we cut that off the second half, and we just got it, in the second half easily without turnovers. So.
How do you avoid it? What's the key in?
Jump stop, man.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah,
What's
that's
one
gonna
of
be
them?
a big thing. Yep.
But you yourself, I feel like. I mean, I think there maybe were a few miscues you had early in the exhibition games, but you haven't really made a lot of those miscues now. What's changed for you? Or you just kind of get more comfortable with?
Yeah, it's kind of slowed down when I make decisions, so that make me feel better with the ball and made my decisions better too. So.
Definitely.
Well, Coach is talking about these next 3 weeks before Big East play start. You guys got to kind of keep your minds right. How does this team, with finals and everything going on, how do you guys stay focused?
We just got to keep each other going. We know we have a lot on our minds with finals and stuff going, but once we knock those out, we could specifically focus on basketball and just focus on taking those steps to get us better as a team before conference starts.
Yeah, you done with finals? You said no more?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm one of the older guys, so I've been done for like a week now. I had some projects I had to finish up, but nothing too much going.
So when you're done, is that a sense of relief that sets in? I mean,
yeah, really for me, because I have one more semester left before I graduate, so that's exciting. And I also get to just focus on basketball, like I was just talking about. Watch a few more games here and there, so it's pretty cool.
Hey, I feel like a couple times against Nebraska, you had to operate in the post a little bit, or at least some ball fakes.
Yeah.
How much have you worked on that part of your game to be more comfortable on the block?
Yeah.
Against other teams?
I've really just been working on it a lot. Like in a lot of my interviews, I'll say I've been working on my whole game.
Yeah.
Not just focusing on one spot or one area of the court, just keeping me whole. So I feel like that just kind of showed there and worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say because you are traditionally you played point guard in high school, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen you operate at that spot, but is it a little was it unnatural at first? Or
No, it was kind of natural because it's all basketball movements.
Yeah.
You just gotta learn when to do them and how to do them. So it just kind of showed.
Hey, is there You've started games, you've come off the bench, you've been effective both ways. Is there, obviously everyone wants to start, but like,
Yeah.
I guess, is there a role on this team that you feel like you're best suited for?
If the question is starting or not starting, it really doesn't matter to me because I know I'm going to play. And once I get on the court, that's where I can make my impact. As long as I'm being productive when I'm on the court, whether I'm starting or not starting, if the productivity is there, then I'm fine.